Hello everybody, welcome to Module 2. In this time, we will talk about authentication. We will discuss the most common types of API authentication methods. In this module, we will talk about basic authentication and its enhanced version, digest authentication. Also, we will talk about JWT, JSON Web Token, and how it's used in authentication and authorization. Also, we will have a talk about token storage and how it works, and cookie-based authentication and how it works. All that along with how to attack this type of authentications and how to secure it. Okay, let's start. First, let's refresh our memories. Authentication used to identify the current user, and the authorization is to define if current user is authorized to request this URL or do this operation. The first method used for authentication is basic authentication. Basic authentication is HTTP-based authentication, can be implemented by the developer in his code or by configuring the web server itself. It's one of the first methods for authentication, plus it's very easy to implement. So let's have a quick look at how it works. Sorry. When you first request a URL without any authentication, the server returns 401 unauthorized request, along with header www authenticate and request basic authentication. We call this authentication challenge. Then you repeat the request, but this time with header authorization basic and base 64 encoding of user : password. The server check credentials and return 200 OK. For the challenge, the server returns www authenticate header or proxy authenticate header. The proxy authenticate in case of the backend was behind the proxy. It's not common actually, but worth mentioning. Anyway, it shows you the type of authentication server request, if it's basic, digest, or bearer for tokens or any other types. And realm, this is a description of the protected area. For your request, you send authorization header or proxy authorization header if it was through proxy, followed by the type of authentication and the credentials. The type of authentication, as we said before, can be basic, digest, or bearer, or other. And the credentials, it's a base 64 encoding of username followed by colon and followed by the password. Another way to authenticate is to authenticate through URL by providing username, colon, password, then @ and the website. But in modern browsers, it now deprecated, but it still works, but deprecated and or not recommended because it's the browser wants to avoid phishing and other security concerns come with this type of authentication. Okay, now let's have some examples. This simple PHP code I wrote to show you how basic OS works. So let's run it. Okay, the code is running on port 9090. Here is our request to the server, so let's forward it. Here in the browser we see the window of basic authentication. This is a description of the protected area and username and password. So let's enter admin and admin password and hit OK. let's forward it. Here's he said, hello admin, you entered admin password as your password. Let's check the header in HTTP history in Burp. Here's our first request for the server. It's normal request, but the server responded with status 401 unauthorized here, along with www authenticate basic, and here's the description test basic auth. The second request, after we provided the username and the password here, our request had an authorization header with basic and the base 64 of our username and passwords. Then the server responded with the normal request, the normal HTML of hello admin, you entered admin password as your password. Okay, let's try this on Postman. Here we can find the method get and our URL. And here in authorization we can use basic auth and admin password. You can update request and hit send. Here we see hello admin, you entered admin password as your password. Postman make it easy to request a URL with authentication quickly. You can use basic auth or digit auth as we will see in the next session. So it's a very good tool if you want to access the authenticated URL without requesting the challenge. Also you can do it in the command line, but here in Postman it's very easy. Okay, that's for basic auth for now. The next session we will talk about digest auth, and the following session we will talk about attacks on both basic auth and digest auth. So see you next time. Thank you.